Today we're going to talk about failure with a capital F or a capital failure. This weekend has been a diet catastrophe with a capital catastrophe. Yeah. I woke up Friday morning after 2 days of keto. The first day I didn't hit my carb targets. The second day I did hit my net carb target and I only ate like 1,100 calories. So I expected to get up to a loss. And somehow I gained 3 pounds. Now, I've been dieting a long time. A really long time. And I've been on low carb diets a lot. And I gotta be honest with you, usually on a low carb diet, you shed a lot of water weight really quickly and you post a big loss. That did not happen with me. I don't know if it's because I've been sort of, losing on a downward trend since April and it was just a water shift, but I gotta tell you, it was a huge blow to me. Then I went downstairs and my scale was acting nutty again, and I weigh myself on the upstairs scale, which weighs 3 pounds heavier than my downstairs scale. And my downstairs scale is just broken. I'm just gonna have to learn to accept it. But yeah, it was giving me these weird fluctuations, but no matter how I slice it, it was a gain. So I'm like, okay, it's my daughter's birthday. We had company in town. We're going to do the easy thing. We're just going to go to McDonald's for breakfast. And that is where it all falls apart for me. It's this big disappointment followed by, screw it, a bacon, egg, and cheese will fix this. Which it kind of did. To be honest with you, I forgot all about my disappointment. My mother was in town and we have a very complicated relationship. A very complicated relationship. Think Angela's mom from My So-Called Life meets Faye Dunaway and Mommy Dearest, but not the, no wire hangers Mommy Dearest, but the, I'm not going to let you get up from the dinner table until you, eat all of your raw meat Mommy Dearest. So I ate McDonald's. I went shopping with my sister. I came home, I fed my kids lunch, I grabbed a Pop-Tart out of the cabinet because my son asked me if he could have some Pop-Tart. I was eating popcorn as I was filling popcorn bags for her party. It was like a ridiculous carb binge when I'm right in the middle of keto, when getting into ketosis is like the number one thing. And I'm fighting with my mom and emotional eating and, I really feel like failure is just going to be a part of this, because I wouldn't be, 40 years old and over 300 pounds if I hadn't had major problems keeping my impulses under control. I admit that. I have impulse control issues, and sometimes I just go with the thing that feels good in that moment. I always try to be a light person, and I always try and keep these videos light, even if the subject matter isn't so light. And I gotta tell you, yesterday wasn't a light day for me. But then my daughter's birthday party started, and I realized all these people showing up for my kid because they just like her so much. And we have set a tone so much different in our home from the tone that either one of us grew up with. And I'm really proud of that. So even though I may have to concede that there is an emotional component to why I eat and when I eat, I'm so proud of the fact that we are not saddling our kids with that. And that we've surrounded them with some really strong adult role models who are fantastic people. So we had a really good time at the birthday party. I woke up this morning feeling really sad and defeated, but then I started putting all my food into myfitnesspal and I realized I didn't really eat that many calories. I didn't even blow my allotted keto calories, which are gonna out the window anyway because I didn't stick to the program. But just knowing that I stayed within my calories, I, feel a lot better about things. And I stepped on the scale this morning, random 2-pound loss. So really, it's not that much of a defeat, except I woke up again this morning and what did I do? I ate 4 donuts. We had company, we had people stay over. I ate 4 donuts. Now, I can forgive myself for the birthday cake, because let's be honest, have you ever had a Costco birthday cake? Here's a sentence that doesn't exist in the English language. Boy, I really regret eating that Costco birthday cake. We're talking about moist chocolate cake with a chocolate mousse filling. So I'm not regretting birthday cake. So I ate more birthday cake. I ate Wendy's for lunch. You know what? I'm like a Snickers bar, except I'm not packed with peanuts. I am packed with freaking failure with a capital what did we decide on? Oh, failure. With a capital failure. Hey, I've got a text message. I can wait. So we've decided on not feeling like failure was a bad thing because a couple of things came into sharp focus for me over the past couple days. Number one, I let people on the internet harsh my mellow. Yes, I totally say things like harsh my mellow. I, went into Reddit, notoriously pro keto, and their fantastic information. I linked to their FAQ in my video description because their FAQ is just about the best description of how and why and what force of doing keto. I went in and asked someone to be an expert to tell you guys more about keto and why it works and how it's worked for them, and they all pretty roundly mocked my experiment here, and it made me feel really bad. And that happened, Thursday evening, Friday during the day, just, leading up to me feeling really bad about things going into this whole big downward spiral. So I'm not feeling good about keto, and I'm not sure that I even have enough time to get back into ketosis to make it worth it, but I'm still going to close out the week eating the way I'm supposed to. So I'm going to get up tomorrow morning and have my bacon and eggs and get right back up on the horse. But that's part of what this whole experiment's about. It's about winning and losing and figuring out, what triggers eating for people who've been heavy their whole lives like me. I know that I repeat the phrase, heavy your whole life like me, but that is really who these videos are geared toward. People who've had no success really controlling their eating. There are certain people who are very fixated on, well, I just have to find a new way of life. You don't diet, you find a new way of life. But when the only way of life that has ever stuck for you is being heavy and feeling unhealthy and sad and socially shunned and generally like the world isn't made for you, like, it's sort of comical to hear people go, oh, it's not a diet, it's a change of lifestyle. More power to you. If you've been able to pick up a way of eating and stay with it for many, many years, and it's worked for you and you're healthy, that is fantastic. But a lot of people who are like, oh, you can't just diet for 7 days and learn anything. It's a lifestyle. If you're not doing the lifestyle, you're just not doing the diet. I've heard lots of stuff like this over the years. I got a lecture from someone on Facebook a couple years ago when I was talking about how unfairly attacked and mocked, I feel, for feeling like my body size, there may be an element of this that's out of my control. And she was like, well, you just have to care enough to go on a diet. Look at me. I lost all this weight and now I'm wonderful. And, you know, a year later, she's put the weight back on. So who I'm directly talking to are people like me who've been heavy their whole lives and haven't found a solution. There's this movie. It's actually a two Corys movie. License to Drive. Like Richard Mazur's in this movie, Carol Kane, Heather Graham, and freaking Corey Feldman. I mean, there's like, you know, pretty superstar comedic cast here. And then the Corys. Like, the Corys are the star of the show. And there are actually some pretty solid comedic performances in this movie. It's a good movie. Sometimes you have to overlook the marquee to see like the good bits in the background. And the marquee on this weekend is Janie effed up Major. But the details are, I learned that we have good people surrounding my kids who are teaching them, you know, what being solid, cool, laid back, down to earth adults, what that's really like. I've learned that I have to set limits in terms of my mom because her access to me really is too plentiful and she just hits me in a space that is not pleasant. And I've learned that I have a job to do here, and it's to get through the diets as best I can and report back to you. And I can tell you with absolute certainty that being on keto during your first major life event when you first start is gonna suck. So this is the diet you're doing, and there's like your child's big huge birthday party where, you know, everyone you know and their kids are coming. It's gonna be hard to get through it. So you do have to be committed. And boy, I'm crazy after this weekend, so I may just be committed after all. I've really enjoyed talking to you guys today. I'm gonna shoot a video later in the week and put it up, and we'll talk some more about how keto has wrapped up for me. So if you like my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Say hey down in the comments. Come and join my MyFitnessPal group. The link is also down in the description. I can't wait to hear from you guys and get some solid input on what failure's like for you and what you do to get back up on the horse when it hasn't worked out for you so well. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.